Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Thursday 29th January 2026 Aries. Your neighborhood is a busy place today and perhaps public gatherings of some kind could be happening. It might be social, political or humanitarian in nature. A number of your friends should be there, so you might drop by with your romantic partner. Out of curiosity more than anything else, stick around for a while and you could learn something new and discover a cause that could mean a lot to you. Taurus, financially, things seem to be going great for you now, and therefore you could plan to make an investment in your home. If you already own one, you might decide to remodel or redecorate it. If not, you could go hunt in retailer's office for the next week. This is a good time to turn your energy inward, improving your own space, so go for it and have some fun. Gemini, at this time most of your focus is either on groups you're affiliated with or an intellectual subject in which you have an intense interest. The arts, particularly writing and drawing, might be among these subjects. A number of your closest friends could share your interest, particularly a woman who lives nearby, so you can expect some exciting discussions over the next few days. Cancer, today you might decide to spend much of the day alone at home, perhaps working on a creative project of some kind. Your intellect and imagination are operating at an all-time high, and you could find a friend that could actually be gathering most of the information your way. This is actually a good day to make use of your artistic talent. Your insight and vision could give rise to some moving results. Leo, expect to be surrounded by genuine love and affection today. Friends, family members, and a very special romantic partner could pay you far more attention than usual. A group activity or even a social event could put both you and your beloved in touch with some interesting people who could become your friends. Much information will be exchanged, including the names and phone numbers of those who might prove to be important business contacts. Virgo, idealistic love could come your way today, and this might involve a colleague or possibly someone in a group with which you're affiliated. It might even be someone who you've never seen before and considers you as much as a friend. Whoever it is may seem to be perfect to be true. Bear in mind that this is a first rush of infatuation and that for romance to be successful, you have to love a person's flaws as well. Libra, travel by air, perhaps in the company of some friends, could well be in the works for you. A group that you're affiliated with might want to take a trip together, perhaps to a place associated with artistic or spiritual traditions. Your romantic partner could accompany you as well, making it as much a romantic getaway as an adventure. Take plenty of money with you. Your friends will want to go to nice places. Scorpio, a lucky break could put you in higher financial brackets than you were 2 days ago. Perhaps these concerning the arts could be involved in some way. You and your romantic partner will probably want to go out and celebrate your good fortune. However, make sure you don't overindulge. You want to feel absolutely fabulous tomorrow so you can continue to enjoy your success. Sagittarius, a social event could bring a fascinating new someone, perhaps from a different culture, into your life. This person could end up talking to you for hours about a number of intriguing subjects that interest you both. You could meet some other interesting people as well, and some could become friends, but this person could well end up a very close friend or romantic partner. Make sure that you exchange phone numbers, and please have fun. Capricorn, are you falling for someone you know on the job? If so, you might find out that your feelings are being reciprocated. Your friend could call or email or invite you out away from work. Some other people might be present, but this won't stop you from getting better acquainted and realizing that the relationship shows promise. The only problem is that you may have to keep it under your hat for a while, at least when at work. Aquarius, love and romance are first and foremost on your agenda today. You and your romantic partner may leave a gathering of friends to be alone together to talk. You can communicate well, and intense feelings between you could be obvious for both of you. Embarrassingly to everyone who knows you, if you've been together for a while, talk of commitment or a wedding could come up, so please enjoy the day. Pisces, a festive event takes place in your hometown today. A lot of light-hearted banter takes place along intense discussions of deep subjects and stories of strange events occurring around the world. You might make plans for another such gathering at someone else's house. Love can blossom. Something about the evening has brought you and another person close together, so please enjoy it. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Thursday 29th January 2026. Have yourself a wonderful day.
My goodness, it's Thursday morning, but what a day it was. Yesterday was a full day, and we've got a lot of highlights and insight from yesterday to show you today. So stay with us. We'll be back. This is the morning show on DBS. Let's head on over to our news department.
Good morning. Time now for the news. With me, Timothy Paulion. The island's top medical doctor has released the Ministry of Health's 2025 summary update, which indicates the disparity between the life expectancy for St. Lucia's men and women, respectively. She has also cited the various health conditions and other related circumstances which are putting a strain on the local health sector. And despite improvements in some areas, chronic non-communicable diseases remain the leading cause of death in St. Lucia.
In St. Lucia, the life expectancy for men as of 2025 is 70.2 and for women 77.8. We continue to note reductions in the birth rate. A total of 1,326 live births were recorded for 2025, representing a crude birth rate of 7.7 per thousand women of childbearing age. This is a 6.1 decrease from the previous year, 2024. The total fertility rate per woman of childbearing age is 1.06 compared to 1.54 in 2016. The total fertility rate for population replacement is 2.1.
In other news, CARICOM Chair Dr. Terence Drew will make an official visit to Trinidad and Tobago this week to meet with Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar and members of her team against the backdrop of recent tension between the Twin Island Republic and some other CARICOM member states. In recent weeks, Persad-Bissessar has described CARICOM as not being a reliable partner to Trinidad and Tobago and has characterized the regional body as dysfunctional. In a brief statement, CARICOM said Dr. Drew will be accompanied by Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett. And finally from us this morning, a government minister has added his voice to the many others who are lamenting the seemingly unprecedented daily crashes and collisions on the nation's roads. So far for this year, St. Lucia has recorded 4 deaths. That would be 4 road deaths. The number for 2025 is 14.
There is a railing that I built in Mondido. I built it not too long ago, and a vehicle entered that railing and basically demolished it to the extent where it has to be rebuilt. Lower down Mondido Road, there was a piece of road and a railing again that was subjected to the same thing. If you drive up Darling Road, you were going up Darling Road, the railings at the side there, a vehicle entered there not too long ago again.
And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Join us at noon for our next news major, the Lunchtime Report. I'm Timothy Paulion. Good morning.
Thank you, guys. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Saturday, there's something quite amazing happening on the island, and parents, young adults, it's something for you to get involved. It's free, and believe you me, it is of high standard and high value, and what you walk away with from being part of this forum is definitely going to be a lifetime experience. And Lisa Wickham is hosting something right here on the island. Lisa is like, this is like second home to Lisa. So I am so grateful she's come back and decided to do that. Let's find out some more. I'm here with Lisa Wickham. Of course, the name ring a bell. Lisa is no stranger to us in St. Lucia. She's no stranger to the Caribbean and film and live TV and these things. Lisa, we remember Lisa running around in E-Zone, you know, and running around is right, because, and this is how most of us connected with you. Yeah. And what a beautiful platform and forum that was, you know, yeah. And you know, it's and really. I felt like I used to live here, you know. Yes. I was telling them Windjammer and Bay Gardens and Rodney Bay, which has changed. I can't even recognize, you know. And we were here for almost 8 years, back and forth. DBS is our home with Don Evelyn, Lisa Joseph. Back here again now, with purpose, even more purpose. And we're glad that you decided to take this here at this particular time, Lisa, because film seems to be an area. Colin, right, sitting in the corner, there knows. I mean, film seems to be an area where we have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
But the means or the network or
Yeah.
the track part to getting it done.
I'm glad you said that because it's really looking at elevating the critical thinking skills of our young people in the region.
Right.
So we started last year in Trinidad and Tobago, and we're with Lisa and Dawn. We've been talking about this since last year. We said, how can we do something similar in St. Lucia? And Lisa said, well, the Nobel Laureate Week, the festival. I said, absolutely, because to identify with Sir Derek Walcott and Sir Arthur Lewis, is, it's about excellence.
You're so right, Lisa, because a lot of the time we look at the glamour part of the things, but we fall short from understanding what it takes to get you to that level, which is the foundation.
Absolutely, because, it's a very sexy industry, the creative industry. I mean, I've walked the red carpet in Hollywood all over, I have. But that's just the end of it, There's a lot of work that goes into it and also a lot of thought. So if you're writing a story, whether it's for film, whether it's for, TikTok, whether it's for an advertisement or a music video, for example, or a book, you're writing a book, you have to interrogate what the story is. Yeah. What is that story you're telling? You're not just pointing a camera and starting to talk or starting to film. So that's the depth that I would like. And I know we have that excellence because we have the history in the region of excellence, right? And we still do. We just want to get the children. So, for example, in Trinidad and Tobago at the Teen Creators Academy, which would be the mother of this forum, they had to sign a contract saying zero tolerance for devices. Would you believe? And people the children signed it. And they didn't even miss it. It was only when they needed it. So if they're doing, they're planning something and they need to go in and do, check Pinterest or whatever, then you pick it up. But it's not a tool for boredom. You see, that you're just scrolling.
Right.
None of that. And they didn't miss it. And their parents said they came home, they were so tired, they couldn't, that's the level of energy that I want to bring throughout the entire region, starting with this event. And as I said, Tatiana Ali, she is both storytelling, the theme for the afternoon, which is open to a wider audience, not just the young people, is storytelling and scholarship. So Tatiana is a storyteller inside. Her husband, Dr. Vaughan Raspberry, right? He's an associate vice provost of education at Stanford University and a professor in English, right? And so together we'll talk about how does storytelling and scholarship come together? How do we create stories to shape our identity? And it's not going to be above their heads. It's for them, right? It's a conversation that young people I know already talk about, maybe in a different format, but it's really for them. And she's excellent. They're both excellent with young people. So, yeah.
So to speak to again the forum. The forum is happening this Saturday.
Yes, it's this Saturday.
It's an all-day?
It's an all-day event at the Pastoral Center. You can contact, people can reach out to you. It's free. Yeah. It is free, and I must say thank you to Bank of St. Lucia, to the St. Lucia Tourism Authority, Windjammer Landing Resort and Residences, also to Acado, and people like Dawn Shallery, John Michelle Palmer, Dawn Evelyn Minotaur, shipping, and it's a whole list of people that I want to say thank you to. Colin Weeks, for example, Dove Production, DBS, The Wave. So what happened, to be honest, is that Lisa and I were working on this, as I told you, with Dawn, right? And Lisa is meant to be the lead, and she was doing her work from November. I was here, last saw her, and we were like, And then on January 6th, we're sitting in a Zoom waiting for her to come in. Because she said, guys, even if I don't communicate, I'm working, right? And then Dame called, and, we were there, and that's how we found out. It was devastating. But we didn't want to cancel because we knew this was her vision, this was her dream to bring it to St. Lucia, right? And so people in St. Lucia like Dawn and Natalie John, and so they've rallied James Ajoda, Colin especially, Kaylee Graves. Everybody just came out, everybody's volunteering, right? To make sure that this forum happens for the young people in St. Lucia,
Right, and you have a limitation, and if persons would still want to get on board.
Right. So the idea is to have about 25 to 30 young people they register either through Dove Productions with Colin Weeks or at Kappa. I met with the young people up at St. Louis. Woohoo, great bunch. So they've already sent in their names for the Sport Academy, so on. I think there's school in Castries and so on. So people have been registering, and it's a group of 25 or 30 in the morning. That's the workshops. But in the afternoon at 2 o'clock, it's open. But you still have to register. It's open for maybe about 50 or so more people, so we can go up to about 100 people in the afternoon. Yeah, so that's a good. And it'll be a talk back. It's a sort of conversation with Tatiana and Vaughan. Very interactive. Yes,
I like that.
Yeah.
I absolutely listen, and I'm sure this is just the start to a lot more, because, like you said, St. Lucia has become very a part of you.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
And
and
another thing I've noticed just sitting here as we at the Sports Academy is helping the young ones to navigate or to make the link, because they're at the Sports Academy, and you know what they might be thinking, I'm into tennis, so anything outside, that's it. But there's so much spin-off, there's so much that could intertwine in worlds that we think is so far apart.
Absolutely, because it's really sports science and sport education. So I just came from a conference in Malaysia with the Asian Pacific exercise and sports science across there. And you have persons who are looking at how do you teach entrepreneurship to sports students before they become sports stars, because in case of injury or it's a lifetime, you're not going to be a sports star for the rest of your life. So what happens next? And it shouldn't happen by chance. Then you have people who are in the medical side, the psychologists, the psychiatrists, the nurses, the doctors, and then you have the journalists. There's a sports journalism, and how do you navigate that space? So it's not just athletes; it's the whole ecosystem of sport. And again, that fits into what we're doing because it's mindset, right? It's all about mindset. Whichever industry you end up, creativity is required, which is why it's a creativity and innovation forum. It's not just about picking up a camera for likes. So in Trinidad and Tobago, we took the children to see, and I know he's huge here. I saw him here, Certified Samson, right? I know everybody loves him, Jamel. But the reason he was selected, the reason I wanted them to meet him is that he spoke about, the wealth, creation of generational wealth, and what you do with that celebrity. And he has 2 ice cream shops, for example,
So any day,
correct. He's thinking about his siblings, his future, his children. Yeah, so that's the level that I'm thinking. It's not, I want a million likes. Why? So.
Or when you get it.
What you doing with it?
That's the question. Listen, we could sit and speak here for the entire day, but I'm certainly appreciative of the fact that this is open, and you've decided to do this. All of this is volunteered. Voluntary, And
I'm thinking, who I forget? I forget my own team. Imagine Media, Vicky Gorbator, and people say, but they're not in Lucia, but it's online, right? So you get to see. Exactly. So Vicky, Adama, Joseph, Shimon, Azama, Alexandra Diaz, we, just coming together, people volunteering. And Michelle Palmer, of course, people have just been coming out, Dawn, Charlery, Natalie, John, and they've just been volunteering and helping and support. Vicky, I forget anybody, girl. I forget anybody. Colin Weeks,
Absolutely. But,
and of course, Dame, I want to say thank you to Dame Perlette, Louisa, and the entire festival, the Noble Laureate festival team, the librarian, Catherine McDermott up at St. Louis, and so,
we were just
Kathy,
last week. Yeah,
and
wonderful. But we're glad you're here. There's a lot.
Yeah, I said it.
Lisa, we definitely going to stay close to you because I have a feeling this is a start to something amazing. We look forward a continuation. That's right, a continuation to great things, and we look forward to what the future holds as well. And we did remind you that, of course, yesterday would have marked the book showcase or the author showcase, what was meant to be an author showcase. But when we got there, trust me, there was a whole book fair happening there with all kinds of display. We didn't want to leave. As a matter of fact, one of the things that caught my attention as part of that display was the National Archives. They came out with some books and some publication and some documents from as far back as 1780 something. Listen, that was just like, ooh, Melissa, I want your job. That's all I can say. But in the meantime that I don't have it, I'm going to let you explain. Man, let me tell you one thing. It is one thing to have been reporting or bringing you highlights and letting you know that there was going to be a book fair. Because I got here and it's no longer a book showcase. This is a complete book fair that is happening here at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. And knowing me, Melissa is not a stranger to me. I met Melissa before at the archives and other places, but we can't tell you where. But Melissa is actually here today displaying some books from the archives. And I'm telling you this and I'm getting chills because I'm seeing books, the Gazette from far back as 1788, recorded in French because at that time this is what was happening on the island. We have the first history book of St. Lucia on display, the first criminal code book of St. Lucia from 1920. I mean, these are some of the sort of actual publication that is on display here as part of the St. Lucia National Archives. Listen, if you did not get the opportunity to come up to Arthur Lewis today, you missed out on some brilliant opportunity. But hopefully, let me find out from Mel, if the opportunity exists, you can come to the archives and do a ride.
Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 1 o'clock.
Mel, tell me about these collections. I'm getting chills, and with this, you work in this, so this is you probably saying, oh, okay, welcome to the club because you've gone to that phase already.
Going through history is always very interesting. You find things you never expect to find. The oldest history book written on St. Lucia, 1844. So I never expected that I would find that. Right. So we're happy to bring it out to the public so that they know we have rare books, we have rare publications, we have things that they can learn from, they can research in. We have all these things available. And today we are also creating history in that we have the authors register where the authors who are here today can donate the copies of their books to be preserved by us, and they get to enter the authors register. They receive the certificate of deposit.
Right, so 20, 40, 50 years from now
they will be the rare
on display. They could be here like the rare book. How beautiful. Now, I am looking at this. I'm saying this and I'm actually getting chills because saying we have the publication, you know, sometimes there's something like a miss between actually saying you're hearing, okay, Melissa saying we have the publication. Let me tell you something. Being here and actually touching these publications and knowing that these was from an era all the way back in 1920 is like a time travel sort of experience. Nothing beats that. So trust me, the experience you're going to have when you actually interact with those copies of the actual copies of this book from way back then is just, you should take that opportunity. As a St. Lucian, you're heading into independence, that's an opportunity time for you to do just that and connect with your history. But I am very, very grateful for the display here today, and especially to that the registration of authors. That is beautiful. Mel, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And how is things over at the archives? You know,
we're working.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for taking the opportunity and bringing this to the public. I'm sure the children are having a field day connecting with this.
They love touching the books.
I know it's a different feel. Touch the book. The book, nice. Let me tell you. Ooh. Oh. It's a different thing. Trust me, chills.
One child asked me were there dinosaurs in that time. I couldn't answer. I said I wasn't there.
A child asking that?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the display. And thank you for the information. So, St. Lucia is out there. You now know you can visit the archives and you can get the feeling that I'm getting now if you never had it before. What you waiting for? Thanks, Mel.
All right.
It's no secret that yesterday also marked the official start or kickoff of the Baton Relay in its 5th year. And we start off in Castries East. Well, guess what? There's a little lady in there, and I say goals because if I live to see her age, 93, that is the kind of vigor I want. 93-year-old and a retired education personnel. Let me tell you, this lady have vigor. Her name is Anita Myers, and she watching the show now, you best believe it. Right, well listen man, we are definitely honored to be here in the constituency of Castries East. It's the official kickoff to the Baton Relay, the 5th year, in marking the St. Lucian independence, and we in Marcia to be exact on the field, and we caught up with Mrs. Myers, and man, this little lady is 93 years old. 94, she's going 93 going on 94. And boy, like the young people would say, I will say gold. Mrs. Myers, you are a damn proud Lucian.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Oh, Mrs. Myers is not missing this for the world. I bet you this. She came out today. She is also one of the recognized personnel as part of the relay in this constituency as well. She's one of the persons who is going to be recognized and celebrated for all of her contribution over the years, the past how many years that she's made to this constituency. And believe you me, the people who are part of this constituency will know the amount of contribution made by this lady here during her time, and even now she continues to inspire in ways beyond, because at 93 going on 94, look, she out in the Baton Relay. She decided, I'm not staying home for them to just put a baton in my hand and carry on. She decides she wants to be part of the thing. She wants to hold her baton herself and do her piece, do her leg of the relay. Mrs. Myers, we admire your strength. We want to take this opportunity to say thank you for all these years of contribution you continue to make for St. Lucia.
Very happy for all I've done, all what I continue to do, all what I can still do at my age.
That's right.
Yeah.
Certainly. Well, you are one of the persons recognized and is going to be honored and highlighted during this year's Baton Relay. How do you feel about that?
I'm a retired teacher from the Ave Maria School, and I am always from the Masha Parish, and I go to visit the sick and the shut-ins. I take the priests to visit them. I visit the hospital, and I am very involved in taking care of the elderly.
That's right. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, and we are so happy that a moment like that arises where you can get your flowers.
Yes. Yeah, and they take care of me, and they are all happy, calling me teacher. I didn't used to beat so much, but fingers on your lips. Fingers on your lips,
and they knew what time it was.
Yes.
Yeah, don't play with Mrs. Myers. Well, we want to take the opportunity again to say thank you so much for all that you have done for this nation.
Yeah, I am thankful. I'm very happy for the Lord to be able to help me in spite of my health not being A1.
Right.
But I still move about to go and visit people. Now I cannot do it anymore because I had an accident.
Right.
And my leg, the left leg, is disabled. But they talk to me on the phone, I pray with them, and I still try to do what I can and to get somebody, some good soul to take me to visit the sick and to attend Mass every morning at 6 o'clock.
Absolutely. Mrs. Myers, you are a wonderful soul, and you're a proud St. Lucian, and St. Lucia is blessed to have had you.
Very proud, and I encourage people to do like I try to do. I'm not day one, but I try. The youth come in, they are a lot better, I know, because some of them are devoted. They are very interested in taking care of the sick and the elderly.
Absolutely. Mrs. Myers, thank you, and all the best on your route, and I will looking forward to you on the road with your baton, doing your leg.
Yeah, once I can move to Mel.
We'll get you there. You see what I'm talking about? Mrs. Myers is a doll. She's definitely a doll.
Make up your mind to do, the Lord helps you.
Absolutely. Good. And here I am, my son, and we're in full patriotic mode because we need to set, when we have platform, we need to set the tone. So we're trying to set the tone. Remember, after we wrap up this week, it's going to be in the month of of February, and that's when we recognize St. Lucia's independence. So my son and I is here. I think he following in my footsteps. He's a Lucian, so yeah, y'all can take claim to him, right? So he's been on the journey with me. You know what? And since he wants to be in the camera more than me, I'm going to give him an opportunity to share the quote. What is it? What is this year's theme for St. Lucia's independence?
Nourishing our people and strengthening our nation. Good morning, St. Lucia.
Good morning, St. Lucia. From my son and I, we're out. Good morning.